Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Now, a couple of weeks ago, maybe even just last week, I uploaded a video about the Sony RX100 VIIa, and I asked a few people, I actually asked in the video, if anyone knew what the differences were between the A and the original 7. And most people seem to think it is purely charging the battery. You can't now charge a battery via USB in the A version as you could in the original Mark 7 version. But quite a few people got quite uptight about me buying an RX100 Mark 7, saying, you know, was I off my trolley? Was I on a high? Why would I buy such a camera? They seem to suggest it isn't a particularly good camera. Now, I love my little RX100 Mark 7A, and I won't be changing it. I absolutely adore it. And I do like the form factor, the build quality, metal construction. Really, really nice camera. I love it. I do understand why some people are criticising this particular camera. The criticism seems to be levied at two aspects of it. A, the lens, and the fact that you can't charge it via USB-C anymore, or USB. It never had a USB-C port. It's got a micro USB port on the side. On the side there's 3 ports. It's got your mic input, your micro USB, and it's also got your HDMI port on the side there. But with the original 7, you could charge the battery via USB. You can't now. A lot of that's down to EU regulations. They have to put USB-C ports on everything now if you want to be able to charge it. But I don't have an issue with not being able to charge the camera with a battery in the camera. I really genuinely don't have an issue with that. If I'm going out taking photographs, I just put a couple of spare batteries in my pocket. Why would I want to be able to charge the battery via USB-C? But what they have supplied with it, which they hadn't done before, an external tiny little compact USB, it's not USB-C, it is still micro USB oddly enough, but they have supplied a little tiny battery charger. So I don't see any problem why you can't get your little BX1 battery, take it out of the camera or keep a spare one on hand all the time, slot it into the little charger. That'll just slot inside there. Get it round the right way first of all. That slots inside there, no problem at all. Just close it up and plug that into a power brick. So if you are going out for the day and you do want to be able to charge a camera battery, then take it out of the camera and put it in the little adapter. And that's even better still, because you can still use the camera, because you would always have 2 batteries with you. I mean, they're not expensive, so at least 2 batteries. So you've got one in the camera where you can still take photographs, and you're using the separate charger. I generally can't see what the problem with that. It's an actual bonus, but you're not sat there waiting for the battery to charge up if it's in the camera. You've got a separate charger. It makes so much more sense. So as one criticism, I absolutely don't see as a criticism at all. I think it's a silly criticism, to be honest, but you can't charge a battery in the camera. I think, you know, who needs to anyway? It's a silly criticism. The other criticism is with the lens, which I can understand, to be fair. Now this lens has an f2.8 to 4.5 aperture, where with the RX100 Mark V, it's an f1.8 to 2.8. So it's a much wider aperture. Well, not much, it's 1 stop wider at the wide end. This is f2.8. But to be fair, f2.8 is still pretty respectable in low light. It's not as good as an f1.8 lens, and it is still respectable at f2.8. But where this lens does gain, it's a 24 to 200 lens, where the other one was a 24 to 70. Now, I actually really like having a 24 to 200. It means when I go out for the day, I can just take this one little camera with me, and that's got wide through to telephoto, all in one camera. You can do your portraits, not fantastic portraits because of a 1-inch sensor, but it's absolutely fabulous. It's got your tilting screen, which I've discussed in the previous video, all those sort of things. It's got the autofocus algorithm from the Sony A9, so it's got your phase detect autofocus points. It's the stacked sensor, so you get no blackout when you're taking burst photographs. There's so much to like about the 7. I have put the extra grip on here so that I can hold that a lot better. That's a really nice grip. So yeah, I don't have an issue with the fact that it's a 24-200 lens as opposed to the 24-70 f1.8 to 2.8 lens. I'm really pleased Sony have put that on here. And the other reason why they did, I'm pretty sure, when this camera came out, they wanted to compete with mobile phones. So many people are using mobile phones. And mobile phones are let down at the telephoto end. There's no doubt about it, whichever way you cut it. They are let down at the telephoto end. So I think that's why Sony incorporated the camera with a really good telephoto lens on to compete with the mobile phones. It's very difficult to compete with a mobile phone at the standard and wide end because they're pretty decent on a mobile phone. But with this camera, it competes really well at the telephoto end, but it still has the most amazing wide angle end. And so in image quality, as I've said before, I mean, I will again leave these images up on my Flickr page so you can take a look at them there, but image quality is outstanding with this camera. You can get your portraits, you can get your landscapes, but dynamic range is really good. It's just a nice sharp lens. It's just a wonderful little travel camera that you can get your great images that you can print if you want to. You can upload to social media. It's just you know, a really nice little package. The colours are really good, the sharpness is excellent, detail is really good. This 1-inch sensor does produce some really nice images. And video as well. I mean, I haven't really discussed much about the video with this particular camera. Now, again, when I'm going out, the other thing that people have said, it has got no hot shoe or cold shoe. It's got a mic jack on the side. Yeah, again, as I said, it's got a mic jack on the side, but you need to put it in some form of cage or grip for recording sound. Well, I don't do that. I found another way around that, and I think it's, for me, it's a much more sensible way of doing it. So I don't add anything to this, and I don't plug any microphones into this either. So I just go out with my little newer wireless microphone, sometimes DJI mic. Now this has a built-in audio recorder, so I just clip this to me and I set the internal recording going on this microphone, and then I post sync it. That way I don't need to worry about having any other grips or anything extra on here to plug a receiver into it or a microphone into it. Just keep it as it is and then use this remotely, then sync it afterwards. I think that works really well for me. And the other great thing, although this only goes to 24mm at the widest, if I do go out for a day, or when I do go out for a day, I've got one little camera bag, which is basically, funny enough, it says Canon on. It's the best one I've found, actually. This little Canon bag. Well, I quite often use my Billingham bag, but this little Canon bag, it's got pockets in the front for me cards and me wallet and whatever, and then the camera just slots inside there as me little camera. Then on the other pocket is my Sony ZV-E10 Mark II with the 10-20 ultra wide to wide lens. So in one little bag I've got ultra wide right the way through to telephoto, and this is the APS-C sensor on this camera, so I'm guaranteed to get some really nice images from just this little package, and that suits me down to the ground. But as I say, the two criticisms that most people seem to be levying at this camera, and some people seem to be quite anti it, but levelling at this camera is the fact that it's lens and it doesn't go right to wide to f1.8, and the fact that you can't charge a battery in camera, and I can't see why you would want to do that anyway. Getting back to this lens scenario, they also seem to suggest the lens quality on this lens isn't as good as the lens on the RX100 Mark V. Well, I'm having no issues with the sharpness and clarity that this lens is producing. And I have compared it with the RX100 Mark V that I did have some time ago. It's excellent. I find the sharpness is spot on at wide angle and at telephoto. So I'm having absolutely no issues with the sharpness of this lens. Now, you look at this here, that's zoomed in, and that is still beautifully sharp and really, really nice sharp. You can read the text on that brickwork quite easily, quite happily, and it is sharp text. You go to a wider shot, you can still read it all. It's all still really, really nice. Clarity is excellent, regardless of whether you're at wide or whether you're at telephoto. I think a lot of us can get too carried away with pixel peeping, and I don't really do much in the way of pixel peeping, apart from when I'm doing these sort of videos, and I do zoom in tight just to see how sharp it really is. But we're not printing many prints these days. And I know for a fact you can print large prints with the RX100 Mark VII, because I have done so and they look fabulous. So yeah, I don't have an issue with the lens either with this particular camera, and I just love its build quality, its handling, the fact that it has its viewfinder I think is awesome. Certainly on a bright sunny day to have a viewfinder and not be reliant on the screen I think is fabulous. So yeah, that's just a follow-up video on some of the criticisms that people have said about the RX100 VII. I don't have any, so there we go. Thanks very much. I hope you found that video useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you like the content of this video. It'd be really, really helpful. And remember to share it with other people if you think they may find this video interesting. Thanks very much. Cheers for now. Bye.